My son just came back from Venice last week. He was at the biennial over there.
Really?
And yeah, had a wonderful time. Visited 14 cathedrals in 6 days. Had a fabulous time.
That's why I love Venice.
But he speaks. Oh. We are back. This is Richard Holling. You're tuned into History Alive this morning, and I have as my distinguished guests today the Byros, Mike and Laurie. Laurie, the poet, who's published extensively, and Mike, the artist, and they're a great team. They work together well, and I really like to see that when two people in a family get together and share their ideas and inspire each other. It's wonderful. And Laurie has just come out with another anthology. She's done several over the years, and this is entitled Deux, D'(EUX), and that is hitting the press, and it's beautifully done. And Mike did the cover, beautiful, beautiful cover, as well as some of the illustrations in the anthology, and I want to congratulate both of you. This is really
Thank you.
A wonderful publication. I highly recommend it. It's in paperback, by the way.
It's at the library.
And it will be at the library, at libraries, I guess, not just here in Warwick, but
It's
in
also
New
at the
Jersey
Poets'
as well.
House.
Yep.
And-
It's
pardon?
at the
What's that,
Poets'
Mike?
House in New York.
Yeah.
The Poets.
Oh, Poets' House in New York?
Yep. And the
Excellent.
people that did that, Cowboy Buddha, also had done Dogaressa that you were asking about. Why the name Dogaressa?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
what is it?
Well, Dogaressa is like the
Dogaressa.
wife of a doge in Venice, and that's where Peggy Guggenheim set up her salon and her palace, basically.
Which is now a museum, by the way, in Venice. You can visit it.
It's
if you
beautiful.
go
That's
there. It
where I
is.
got the
It's
book
wonderful.
from, actually, from going there and really enjoying seeing the art that was there, and then writing about the different characters. She became friends, actually, later on in life with Ezra Pound, the famous Ezra Pound, who got in such trouble with his radio talks. And what happened with that was Roosevelt had stopped funding him. And so when that happened, he turned on Roosevelt and started getting more and more outrageous, like Howard Stern, like that kind of a guy. And instead of doing, he used to do like just classical music, and then he started talking about, he became like a fascist. So as soon as they could, they ended up putting him in a
institution.
And
then in jail. In fact,
actually,
I think you described this, don't you?
Right. In fact, in the beginning of the poem is in Italy. After my brimstone chats, they kept me in a 6x6 death cell, a cage really, because my poems were such dangerous creatures. They feared they would escape and sneak out into the free world, growling and hissing from the alleys of Pisa. And as though it goes on, talking about Ezra, and he had been a friend of poetry, just as I was trying to explain about Peggy. Peggy really she married Max Ernst. She knew he was going to be in trouble, Nazi Germany. She got a lot of the paintings out of Germany and out of, she said there was household goods.
Yeah, how did you do that, Mike? Can you help us with that too?
Well, they were not going to spend that much effort to search a cargo container of household goods.
Sure.
But that was a smart way of doing it.
Yeah.
And Peggy rescued maybe another dozen artists the same way.
Did she?
She would fund their rescue from Nazi Germany and try to rescue as much of their artwork as they came, and they all went to New York City.
Amazing.
And then
she tried bringing it to the Seine and the museum in Paris. You know what I mean? The famous
Louvre?
the Louvre. Thank you. The Seine is the river, but the Louvre, and they didn't want it. They said it was crap. So she got it all out of that area, and of course Guggenheim, her uncle, has the Guggenheim Museum in New York.
Yeah.
So she first tried diverting it to that, and it didn't work. So she put it into her own salon.
She started her little palace in 1949, and Peggy died in 1972.
72.
And she's related to the Seligmans that are over in
Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
Yep. She's actually related to them by marriage. At one point, we
To
wanted
Mrs. Silverman.
Yeah, that was like her grandmother or something. It was a relative.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
knew her.
oh,
Wonderful,
really?
wonderful lady, yeah.
Okay, we were trying to get some of the correspondence between Peggy and Mr. Seligman, but apparently, I guess they said that she was trying to blackmail Kurt because she wanted for her own salon some of the Max Ernst that he had, because she was married to Max. Max
Yeah.
treated her crappy, and so but she really wanted it for her, for her palace to give it to the world. It wasn't like she wanted it for her own purpose,
Right, yeah.
So she was another one I think we owe a debt to for the art she saved.
But
Yeah.
most people are not aware of it.
No, I was not aware of that either.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, that's great. So you're headed back to Venice this summer.
We're going to bring this with us and talk to them over there.
And
Dale,
read some of
yeah.
your poetry there, I hope.
I hope
Laura.
so. I have an image of them coming up a gondola and having, right, being famous on TV. It's not going to happen like that, but at least
You never know.
I'll have my books with me to talk to them.
And we go to Corfu.
We'll go to Corfu, and that's where Isadora Duncan ended up after her children were, killed. So there's a lot of...
Well, you're very conscientious. I congratulate you on that. You're just not going into archives and the libraries to find material, but you're visiting the places where these people lived and worked, and I think that's so important.
Yep.
We as historians need to do more of that. We can't just be armchair historians and researchers. We need to go there.
That's the actual picture Michael took in the Peggy Guggenheim Museum, looking out into the canal, right, with all the bottles. It's just a beautiful picture. So
it is beautiful. Look at the color and everything. Mike, so you're a photographer as well. I see.
Not real good, but
he's better at points, Elizabeth.
I'd say you're quite good. Well, you're snapping some pictures of us right here in the studio this morning, which I appreciate very much. Getting this on the historical record, and that really is terrific. Well, you guys are really doing a great job, and I think we all
thank you.
Need to thank you for this. And Laurie, I want to spell your name because it's unusual and people may not catch it, but it's Laurie, Laurie. Laurie.
Yes.
Byro, Byro.
Right.
Laurie, I know some of you have read her works and was saying, "Hey, I know Laurie Byro."
Well, you can go on Google, and a lot of stuff is on Google for my work. And like I say, I'm hoping to be at Pacham Terrace like next summer, reading War with Robert Milby. We'll see what happens with that. That's, that would be great if you could come. And
oh, absolutely. Well, I love Pacham Terrace. It is a treasure, not only for our community in Warwick, but for people in New Jersey and all over the region. It's a sanctuary.
Klaska had asked me to be the writer there
Klaska
at one
Frank.
point. Yep. And I'd go into in the winter and be writing inside those little buildings, freezing cold. But she had that faith in me. She wanted me to start writing and getting my work done. So.
And there is another example of a husband and wife team too. Frederick Frank was first a professional dentist, and then he moved up to Warwick and found an old dump, which was a mill at one time, and restored it. And concerts have been held there for years.
Beautiful
Wonderful classical concerts that are open to the public, and it's right on the Wawayanda.
Yep.
And it's just a beautiful
It's on
setting.
Covered Bridge Road.
And when Lucas invited me to read, I was like, wow.
And
this
Lucas is their son.
Yep.
And he has taken it over because Klaska and Frederick have unfortunately passed now, but they lived well into their late 80s, early 90s, and really left a wonderful legacy. And Pacham Terrace is open to the public. You can visit it, and it really is a sanctuary of peace but inspiration. You can hear good music on Sunday afternoons during the warm time of year, spring and summer, and there's a little gallery of his art. Frederick was an accomplished artist.
Yep.
They're really an amazing couple, and Lucas is keeping that tradition.
Flame alive.
That flame alive, exactly. That's Pacham Terrace, Pacenterris. You've been listening to History Live, and the Byros have been my guests today. We've had a lot of fun.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
You're
for
welcome.
having us.
Nice to have you here.
Bye.